To the Alexandrian Codex. I'm Alex. This is Where the Water Tastes Like Wine. We talking to Jimmy. Jimmy, by Austin Walker, Chapter 2, A Shallow Grave.
Oh, it is a good day to see you, child. Just need a little company is all.
God, I like Jimmy. Jimmy might be my favorite character so far.
But a celebration of life today. Young man, 17, maybe 18. Closed casket.
Fuck!
They did that boy wrong, they did. I suppose I'm glad I gave his family a little hope, at least. Hey, you have any spooky campfire tales? Feels appropriate out here, right?
See, this is why I like you, Jimmy. You just ask me for scary shit all the time. And that I can do. I tell the story of a fortune teller whose dark past stained the souls of her clients.
Oh, you could rattle a congregation's bones, I bet.
I bet.
Fate and fortune? Well, crimes like this make destiny something easy to believe in. Washes our hands. Tells us there's nothing that could have been done. But it washes the hands of the offender, too. It is fearful resignation and nothing more. Anyway, why don't you tell me a scary story?
God damn it, Jimmy, you are my boy! I love you, Jimmy. Hey, that's a good scary story. Tell me another scary story. Fuck yes! Anonymous grave near Savannah. Not scary. Kind of sad. The, story of Weatherman whose ghost haunts Connecticut. Maybe. Thirsty cotton pickers. The light from the sky in the northeast was kind of spooky. I want to go with scary, per se. Little bit of struggle. Yeah, the Devil of Leeds. Corey was asking about this, so...
Oh, you got me for a second with that one.
God, the music is so good.
I was waiting in it today. That poor congregation. Normally you'd get a local pastor for something like a funeral, but the old boy died his own self.
Yeah.
And the church's deacon is still in mourning. You must have seen some pretty wild stuff on the road. What's the most exciting thing you've seen?
Alright, excitement? Richest and most ruthless bootlegger ever.
I swear I ain't heard a story good as that in a
Getting
long
some
minute.
good fucking stories.
Authority? Each day people want different things from God. When I step up to the pulpit, I always need to decide which Jesus I will bring with me.
Which Jesus I'll bring with me. It's interesting.
Anger in the temple, kindness to his cruelest captors.
Mm-hmm. It's a convenient literary figure, isn't it? That he has so many multifaceted characteristics.
No, today it was the Jesus in the garden, confused, desperate for assurance, doubtful. The most human the divine ever was.
Eh,
Lately, my journey's been pretty
maybe.
ordinary. Just walking, church to church. What about you? Been on any adventures?
once a thrilling story. Ancient battle is still raging on in Boston Street. Might not be what he's looking for, but we already have the eye opened all the way, so...
That one's trying to be scary, right?
Fuck.
Don't work on me, I guess.
I think it's both scary and exciting.
I didn't know the boy, so I asked his brothers and sisters to share their memories of him. He danced, they said, loved baseball, called his father Big Man. Anyway, why don't you tell me a scary story? You must have heard some.
Jimmy, my boy, my sweet boy. I got some scary stories. Pig farmers. Yeah. These pig farmers? Kinda creepy. Not totally scary, but calling a ghost Meemaw, a little weird.
Different folks have different senses of humor, I suppose.
Is that supposed to be funny?
Small community like this, everyone's family. That means a lot of folk look out for each other. Also means a lot of folks suffer. I've got to go now, friend.
I
There's
love
no
you, Jimmy.
congregation over this
He's
way.
just heading
I'll
down the
walk alone.
coast.
This boy won't leave my head.
I'll see you soon, buddy.
And I keep thinking, I left America when I was his age. Lied on the forms. Told them I was 25 when I was 17.
Man, if you lie, you go big apparently.
I'd heard that the 369th Infantry Regiment needed a chaplain, so I told them I was a preacher. Don't get me wrong, I believed fervently, but I wasn't no reverend. I just memorized a few verses, some psalms, enough of the commandments to make them think I was a true man of God.
Huh.
Oh, my proud, arrogant lips.
Story grew in the telling. Jimmy's parable. Alright, what do we get in a better version of? The Jersey Devil! Oh, okay. The goat turned into the Jersey Devil. Cool. Yeah, the Devil of Leeds. God damn it, I love... This ticks so many boxes for me. Like... music, Americana, history, storytelling, the way that stories change over time and eventually stop being small things but become big histories and legends and stuff like that. Wait. He rolled back north. Well, alright, we might come back to him, but right now I'm more interested in rolling up the other side of Georgia? Now, do I want to roll up that side of Georgia? Or do I want to... Yeah, let's just wrap up Georgia and then go down to Florida. So I want to be heading west. Yep.
First tree
I'm glad you're
in a
enjoying
while,
it.
and it's a stout myrtle with bald branches. No relief from the sun out here. Leaves would help. Someone hadn't replaced them all with dusty glass bottles.
Huh.
You cool down in the shade. The breeze blows through the bottles, making a series of heavy, hollow sounds. You think about wind chimes and the smell of fresh pies on windowsills. The dense sound of many conversations cuts your nap short. There's no one around. Not until you look up at the bottles. They're filled with bright blue orbs, and words echo from them. None seem to notice your presence.
Let's listen to laughter because I need more funny stories.
Can't get enough. Porcelain, chrome, the rusty ones. Gotta turn those sleek faucets. Ever find me in a hardware store, I'm gonna haunt it till the cows come home.
Laughter rumbles inside neighboring bottles.
Are the bottles supposed to capture spirits? I feel like I've heard something about that before. Like, that seems related to a story, I just can't tell what it is. Bar is crowded with people from every walk of life. Businessmen, young men in muddy overalls, crowd of girls in slinky dresses preparing their blood alcohol content for a night on the town. But it's a squat, sharp-eyed man in the fedora who catches your attention. He launches into a wild story about the trickster who lures humans with magic stones. Halfway through, he stops, recognizing the look on your face. You know this one? You tell him the story about the girl with strange stones. That's it? I think I like mine more. It's more exciting. Sure. So that's why I'll keep telling it my way. Let's get another round. Do a competitive test on the other folks here, shall we? By the end of the night, the whole bar agrees. New version's better. It might be because your new friend bought them all drinks.
You emerge from the underbrush and find yourself at the edge of a field. A farmhouse sits at the other end. Close by, large family is tending to the plants together. They pause and regard you, almost nervously.
Hello there?
The grandmother asks.
Hello.
The family is almost too nice to you. When you ask for water, they don't even let you walk to the pump by the house. The child runs back to the shed for a folding chair, and they serve you lemonade in a glass among the lettuce heads.
That's strangely kind.
Halfway through your glass, you notice someone moving furtively down by the house. The cuffs of his white shirt are stained red. The father sees your look and shifts to block your view. His eyes are bright, and his teeth are bared in something like worry.
All right.
How do you like your lemonade?
That's great. Great lemonade. Please don't kill me.
His wife arrives with a bag full of sandwiches for you, and the whole family ushers you back into the woods, waving, wishing you well. You take one look back over your shoulder. The man by the wall is gone.
All right. So, no laughs here, apparently. All right, this is the edge of Georgia. I already overshot the road I want to be on. All right. Damn it. Ooh. Nope, fuck that up. No, can't do that. Can't hit that note. I'd love to, but nope. I know my limits. That is... Cannot project that much. So I'm gonna go to Atlanta, but I want to check out these things outside of Atlanta first. No, I know. This is wandering into Alabama territory, and I don't want to get too far into Alabama, because I'm gonna lose track of where I've been and where I haven't, but... Just a smidgen.
He sings as he works, his voice warm and soft as the late afternoon sun. The air's sweet with the tang of recently cut sugarcane. There's a practiced, almost soothing precision to the way he works. He looks up and nods hello. "Making molasses," he says to your unasked question. "I sell the blackstripe in town. Farmers use it for feed. Bitter as hell." He grins.
Can I... It smells strange.
"I don't notice it no more. I've been doing this a while. I keep back a few bottles to share. I don't charge neither. Folks around here need what they can get. Makes a mean loaf of bread." He nods at the barrels. "I'm about done filtering. Got to boil it next. Lend a hand?"
Boil it? Sure you're making molasses and not rum? Happy to help.
You help him haul the barrels over to the metal boiler. You pour in the juice and set the fire. It's hot work. He fetches water and dark bread, and you share the small meal and a smile. It's good to find another who takes joy in honest labor.
Moving on. The man who made molasses. God damn it. The fucking siren call of these buildings. Just luring me. Like, no, just this one. No, just one more. No, just one more. Two musicians beckon you over. Billy split our shows in 5 minutes. You play upright bass? Don't? Doesn't matter. Keep booking this stream. Look, we'll pay. Fake it for a couple of songs, feeling like an idiot, but hey, you'll get paid. I know we've already had that one before. Nope.
A sign in town says a farmer is hiring for the sugarcane harvest. A bag-eyed man drives you and 10 hungry strangers out into the cane, where he leaves you. Everyone gets a hatchet, but no instruction. The foreman is missing for some reason. Nobody is sure what to do.
Oh, great.
A young man in a red jacket stuffs all the hatchets in his pack. "This is stupid," he says. "I'm leaving. You can get $5 for a nice axe like this." He marches off into the cane and others follow. "Don't!" a young woman shouts after them. "It's not right."
She's right, it is
The
stealing.
thief left some hatchets behind. So you and the 3 chumps left start chopping cane. It's brutal work. None of you know what you're doing. "Keep going," the girl calls. Her hands are bleeding, and her face is bright with sweat. Soon, her cane is piled high.
Chop, chop, chop.
Sometime after noon, the truck rolls up with a boozy foreman riding shotgun. "Good work," he croaks. The girl wipes her blood-pinked hands on her apron to take her pay, but doesn't notice the crumpled body in the back of the truck, or the hatchets heaped beside it.
Moving on, then.
Wind and the sea, and when I'm cold and empty, they're the ones
Atlanta.
who
Atlanta's suffering. You can tell. Even before this depression got started, crops were failing, farms were closing. Now everybody's looking desperate.
You find yourself in a poker game on the 3rd floor
Again?
of the Weinkauf Hotel.
I didn't learn my lesson.
Sometimes these things just happen.
Fuck.
The man with the burned face to your left, he never gave his name, growls at the smiling man seated on your right. "You ain't got the stomach. I killed men for lessons in that pot." Smiler plays on and takes the hand. The burned man bares his teeth.
Deal.
This hand comes down to the burned man and Smiler. "Walk away, boy," says the burned man. Smiler drops his grin. "I ain't your boy, Roy." Roy's eye twitches. Smiler outplays Roy again, and a new hand comes around.
Better look at our cards.
You've got an okay hand. Not a world beater, but not nothing.
Press your luck.
You play your hand well and push Smiler into folding. You scrape a good number of chips into your pile. Roy's preoccupied and has to be nudged into dealing.
Play
You
on.
finally hit a decent hand.
Make it. Don't overplay it. We already pushed. I think the game will punish us here for overplaying, so don't overplay
Roy
it.
is still staring at Smiler. "What'd you say your name was?"
I didn't, but it's Jackson.
"Jackson," repeats Roy. "I knew a Jackson once." There's a fierce look in Roy's eye.
Because if we keep this game going longer, rather than winning and getting them to both back out, we get more of the story.
You played it just right. You take the hand and the lion's share of the chips on the table. Smiler cusses. Roy cashes out and slips away. You play a few more rounds, but that hand practically sewed up the game.
Alright?
As you leave the hotel, you smell smoke. You cross the street and look up. Flames have engulfed the 3rd floor,
Fuck.
where you played the game. The fire spreads hungrily. People are leaning out of windows on the floors above, but you can't see any way to help.
Moving on. We can buy an ice cream float. Pecan pie. Fuck. Want me some pecan pie. Hungry boy. Oh, this game is just making me hungry. I'm not gonna earn money, as it looks like we are full up on money. But yeah, that was Atlanta. Got at least one good story out of it. So I'm gonna head back down whatever this road is. 841, is it?
And when I'm cold and empty,
I'm not seeing a road over here at all, so I don't think it's actually on the map. Point being, I'm gonna run this south into Florida. Got about 45 minutes left of this hour of this recording session to boot. So, make our way down to the Florida Peninsula. Shit. I was turning the camera and missed the prompt. Oh, we probably got more than enough time to tear right through Florida. Might even have time to run up and see Jimmy again. It's gotta be a while before we're in this neck of the woods again, so it might behoove us to do that. That and I'm looking for an excuse. Oh, wow. This is an interesting way to represent the Everglades down here. Yeah, Florida and a lot of these states aren't actually as clean cut with the water as they look on maps. There's a lot of very saturated land in there. This preacher ushers you into the church through an alley door. Behind the shelves you warm. In this little warm janitorial closet, shows you a cot with a thick blanket and soft pillow. You fall asleep to the sound of singing voices echoing through the walls. Wake up refreshed. Well, that was nice.
Faded shotgun houses sit in rows under the tall shadows of smokestacks. A worker in full uniform hollers from a porch. "Hey, traveler! Join me inside. Got some literature here."
Fuck yeah, I'm all about some literature. Hopefully it's about workers' rights and how we need to unionize and fuck over these fat cats.
As you shut the door, the man glances out the window and draws the shades. "Landlord toss you out? Ha, don't mind me, it's none of my business." He pries up a floorboard with a crowbar.
Got yourself a Communist Manifesto down there, my man.
You glance over the man's shoulder to see inside the compartment. Canned goods, a pile of leaflets, the wood stock of a rifle. He replaces the board and stands. He hands you a can of whole potatoes, then a leaflet which reads, "No evictions, no fascists, no hunger."
Yeah!
Headed back to the shop, but we'll have a Bible meet soon.
Bible meat?
Bible meet. If you don't know James 5:1 by heart, learn it. That's our favorite scripture.
I'm a bad Christian. I mean, I'm a bad Christian in that I don't believe in God, but also I was raised Christian. I probably had to memorize this at some point in Sunday school. What is James 5:1? Now listen, you rich people, weep and wail because misery that is coming on you. Your wealth is rotted, moths have eaten your clothes, your gold and silver are corroded, their corrosion will testify against you and eat your flesh like fire. You've hoarded wealth in the last days. Look, the wages you failed to pay the workers who mowed your fields are crying out against you. The cries of the harvesters have reached the ears of Lord Almighty. You have lived on this earth in luxury and self-indulgence. You have fattened yourselves in the day of slaughter. You have condemned and murdered the innocent one who is not opposing you. Yo, so if anybody thinks that Christianity and capitalism are actually compatible, go read that.
I got no companion except the wind.
kind of like how we're walking on water here. I am the Christ skeleton. Come with me, I will make you hobos of men.
The soldier sits in the dirt with his legs splayed out, like a child would sit. Beneath the tattered fabric of his antique uniform, several open wounds fester in the hot sun.
Oh boy.
Lend a hand, traveler?
Judging by your hat, you are not from the Great War. You were from a war before that one, my dude. You looking like a Union or a CSA dude. Let's help him.
You kneel in front of the soldier. His body is marked with bullet holes, along with deeper wounds that could be from knives or bayonets. Maggots squirm inside the raw, red flesh.
About time I earned an amputation. You seen any bluebellies around?
I'm afraid to let you know, my dude, but I am a Yankee.
The soldier leans in,
Dixie's dead,
uncomfortably close
motherfucker.
to inspect your features. Were his pupils solid white before now? He tilts his head, narrows his eyes, sniffs you. What are you, stranger?
Pardon?
A shadow falls on the soldier's face.
You
Damn Yankee!
He pulls you in by the wrist and drives a Bowie knife into your gut. As the blade bites your flesh, the soldier stares into your eyes, his body dispersing into the wind like a cloud of dandelion seeds.
I'll never say die.
Don't come from up above. Yeah, I got debts to pay. But you ain't gonna hear me crying, 'cause I got those.
Break time if this half-finished bridge. Yeah. Listen rapidly about a story about a fisherman and his fish catching seagulls. Oh, that's cute. You have flesh? Yeah, I don't know. I'm a skeleton man who also has flesh. I don't question it. it's a little ambiguous, right?
You weren't supposed to see this. Outside town, two men, identical, stand sentry over a third body half covered with a canvas sheet.
Might as well grab a shovel, being that you're here.
The man in front says.
Wow.
When you hesitate, he makes an appeal to your Christian charity.
You don't know us, and you don't know if we murdered this guy or not, but you might as well help us bury him. Oh shit, that's a convincing
You and
argument.
John dig a hasty grave while his brother stands back, keeping a lookout. Closer now, you see the corpse shares their face.
Tom was the oldest by an hour.
John says.
So I guess George and me, we got a few hours on him now.
Chuckle.
Mean son of a bitch. Beat the life out of us. Did it our folks that way. Got to be too much, so last night we said we'd do him in.
Alright, so both.
George dragged him out here to do it. I would have helped, you know, but George is a strong one out of me and him. Thank Jesus Tom's gone. I thought I'd have trouble saying that, but I don't.
Non-respectfully.
John squints at the body, then freezes.
Wait, Tom's nose wasn't bent like that.
Despair floods his face. He looks ready to throw up.
What a twist!
You leave him.
Oh, that was actually a really good twist.
The bull lounges by
Hey.
this construction site, basking in the bitter sun. Upon his head is a silver crown shrouded in tongues of pale fire. Laborers periodically wander past, seemingly unconcerned. The bull catches your eye. You realize you've been staring.
That's a great bull. I'm not about to rob it.
The bull arches his head languidly away from you. I'm waiting for my friend, he informs you airily. Now all the laborers are stopping and staring. Feeling reproved, you mosey along.
Alright, maybe I should have robbed it from you, rude ass mammal. Bovine probably would have been better than mammal. I wish the whistling... see, I've been playing the game long enough to start complaining. I wish the whistling... was this?
C.P. Pennebaker. The dandy approaches seconds
The dandy,
after you
huh?
enter the saloon and extends his hand. Syndicated in 16 papers. Trying to find out what life is honestly like for folks like you out here. Trade you a drink for your story?
Hell yeah.
C.P. Pennebaker takes down your tale in a frenzy. This is precisely what folks want to hear, he cries. He pumps your hand vigorously on his way out the door, leaving you with the bill.
Fuck you, Pennebaker. Dandy newspaper reporter who skipped out on a bill. Ah, Miami. No, Miami, like many states, cities, and counties in the United States, was named after an indigenous group of peoples. Well, a tribe. Indigenous group of people sounded too wordy in my mouth.
You didn't think the musician would even notice you. He seemed off in his own little world, idly strumming and muttering along in tune. He stops and calls out to you from his perch on the sidewalk. What's your name?
Tell him.
He winks. Now watch this. He sings Baby Won't You Please Come Home, but with your name in the lyrics. Now, he says, if you found that meant something to you, and you want to show some of that appreciation, I sure would be obliged.
Yeah, tip him.
I'm mighty obliged. I can see you got the flower prints in your heart. You're about to ask what he means, but his confidential nod suggests that's the end of the conversation. You leave, feeling a little poorer in a lot of ways. I say, you there, shouts the boy.
I say.
Sitting on the broken stairs of a sand-swept shack. His imperial affect seems at odds with his shabby clothes and sallow skin. I shall pay you this enormous, beautiful, shining coin if you would only dance for me.
You got it, kiddo.
You attempt
Not gonna
a
rob him.
solo foxtrot. From the get-go, the boy is clearly unenthused. After 2 repetitions, he throws a rock at you to make you stop. I didn't like that, he informs you.
I didn't like
But
that.
I always honor my debts.
A Lannister always
He
pays
hands
his
you the
debts.
coin, just as his mother calls him in for
No,
supper.
sorry, he has a mother. This can't be Tyrion. That imperious child asking people to dance for money. Break time at the half... Regiment of Time Lost Souls recruiting travelers to battle on Boston streets. That's a much cooler version of the story. Cool, yeah. Let's visit Miami before we hit that up. Seagulls scream overhead as you mosey down the beach. Out at sea, ships crawl along the horizon toward the harbor. Sun's a little intense, so you search for a scrap of shade. We need to get fucking healed. So I'm actually gonna go to the store, and all of these just give you energy. God damn it. Mojito sounds nice. Root beer sounds nice. Well, let's explore.
You've enjoyed a break on the beach, staring off the edge of the world. But the sun is starting to go down, and the breeze is getting stronger. As you're about to stand, a man plunks down near you. He sits a polite distance off, but looks at you expectantly.
Oh, let's greet him.
He smiles weakly. I just got fired. First Spanish-American radio host in the state, and they fired me. They needed to make cuts, I get that, but I'm twice the... He trails off. I don't know what I'm going to tell my wife.
Be sympathetic.
I could try the docks, but there's already more men than jobs, and I could barely support the family on what they pay. He hangs his head. And my boy, I can't bring myself to tell him. I don't know what to do.
Sit with him.
He calms as the sun drops below the horizon. An expanse of darkness is ahead of you. Turning back to the lights of the city reminds you that the world hasn't gone away. After a long silence, he speaks. It's never going to get better, is it?
Give him hope, even if it's false hope. Hope can keep people going.
It takes you a moment to notice his sobbing over the noise of the waves. I've got to tell them, haven't I? I'll go to the port in the morning and see if they'll take me. You can no longer make him out in the dark, but his hand touches your shoulder as he leaves.
Move on. Time to leave. Gonna meet someone new, I think, here. And this will probably be the last thing we do. I might run up north and see Jimmy before we wrap up, but it's gonna be close. Dupree by Kara Ellison.
You look good, honey. You got a life? You like a good story?
Jesus, this is a change of pace.
I like to hear about people and make bets with them. I like to hear about the weird, handsome people. Get convinced by the rich jackasses who'll play blackjack and lose into the night. Dames who are lit cigarettes burning to the end.
Oh, I got stories for you then.
I want to be around furious people who use me and I use them. Are you one, stranger?
You do realize the 20s ended like at least 10 years ago, right? I mean...
Come close to me. Got any stories with ghosts or murderers or blood or something like that?
You got any ghost stories? I do. And there's one I really want improved, so... Tell the story of a fortune teller whose dark sins stained the souls of all of her clients. It's a good one.
Just what I asked for. That spooky stuff gets my heart going like a good hand sometimes do.
Her mic setup sounds fucking fantastic. I've complained about a couple of the other ones sounding a little iffy at first, but hers just sounds great.
I won big back in Reno and I got obsessed with luck.
What are you doing in Miami if you were in Reno?
I was drinking absinthe at the time and smoking only darn European cigarettes that made me cough like a mule, and boy, after that win, I drank the green very good and smoked like a redwood bonfire. And you know what I learned? I learned to pick my tables and expect music on the job. Shit. Hey, got any exciting stories? Like the movies?
Yeah, you were talking about wanting some about... How about the story of the legendary Gwen Mission, the richest and most ruthless bootlegger ever?
Well, they should let you make the movies, honey.
I know, right?
The law? I can get by with the law. The law thinks I'm a victim, a sad girl of the streets, a damaged girl, a girl who ain't got no fate and whose daddy didn't love her. My daddy's dead, and all cops are in my pocket, stranger. I will tell you that if I tell you anything. The law is bad for us Roman kids. It does not serve us. But you learn to get that sad, pale girl on. They love that. Sometimes you gotta promise them something more, and... Well, I don't say it's pleasant, but you born in a body. Sometimes people treat you like you need the power taken from it. Got any stories with ghosts or murderers or blood?
I do. I have many ghost stories. Anonymous Grave, I still don't know where that fits. Whose ghost haunts Connecticut?
Sweetheart, did I say I wanted to hear some crap joke?
Bitch, you wanted a ghost story! I gave you a goddamn ghost
Life is
story!
real complicated, and the only person I really have faith in is myself.
I told you a literal story about a ghost!
As much as you're good looking, I can't trust you, you know? I get close to you and suddenly I lose a part of myself in there and you can take it away from me.
Commitment issues.
And you got that glint, friend. I see. Got any stories with ghosts or murderers or blood or something like that?
I did, and I gave it to you. Thirsty Cotton Pickers. Let's give her the story The Light from the Sky in the Northeast. I still don't know what this one is, so maybe it's spooky. Maybe not, but I'm gonna find out here if it's spooky.
God damn, you're giving
It's
me the
spooky.
chills, sweetheart. What do I want? What do anyone want?
What do anyone want?
I want to be claimed wholesale by something. I want to be consumed. I want to be won. I want to be the beautiful score, the desire and respect on someone's lips. Hell, maybe I can find a job, maybe in some dive bar, serve the old men who will become my friends for life. Get complex somehow with people who are warm. But maybe I'm too blind. Hey, got any exciting stories? Like the movies?
Like the movies. Oh, I may. None of those are exciting. Nope. Nope. Is this last bottle of Armagnac near Burlington exciting? I don't think so, right? But I don't know what this is, so I'm giving it to her in case
Sweetheart,
it's exciting.
did I say I wanted to
Nope.
hear some crap joke? I spent a night in jail once. And it were nicer than a prospect of going back to where I was born, you know, just to become what my mom always wanted me to be. When I was 12, she caught me kissing a girl once. And I felt like I would never get out of all the strands of her red-as-hell fury.
Fuck yeah, queer representation.
I said to her, "But you said I ain't to kiss no boys, and I ain't." She and I both knew that ain't what she
Alright, got him. Mama ain't kissing no boys.
Next time, let's up the stakes, shall we? Why don't we spend some time with bourbon and 5-card stud? You bring the bourbon, of course. And when the moon's fuller, I might let you in on some secrets on life. Have you any?
Sweet. Debris chapter 2.
Heft my spade up upon my weary back. I'm gonna keep.
Okay, so we have time to maybe make it up to her. I'd love to talk to Jimmy again. But, well, we'll just see how that goes, I suppose. I think I'm gonna walk up to the, northern border of Florida, and then probably call it a night from there. I know it hasn't quite been a full hour. Shit. But I could use the opportunity to get up, stretch my legs, and this game has made me so hungry. I need to secure sustenance. It would make me very happy if cars drove in multiple directions. It's very easy to get into Florida. Getting out of Florida is the hard part, apparently. Ah, well, here we are at the Florida-Georgia border.
I'm gonna cast my stones
Gonna swing into Jacksonville.
this land.
I'm a sucker. Let's do this last story. We'll wrap up after this. Oh my god, there's another one over there. No, just one more. Just one more. Oh, this is just an upgrade. Long black car grounds up in front of this hotel. Out steps a woman in an extravagant hat and coat, followed by a whole crowd of hangers-on. Is she a singer? An actress? You don't recognize her face, but to your surprise, you recognize the story she's telling. In a sharp transatlantic accent, she's telling everyone in her party about a story about Casey Jones, the fastest railroader in America. It's clearly a story of Casey Jones. Yeah, keep listening in. Isn't that something? She asks. Someone should do a picture about it. But yeah, that's all she wrote for tonight. Thanks for hanging out, folks. If you're watching this on Twitch, I'm going to wrap up after this. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't worry, there'll be more of this or something up tomorrow. Hope you've enjoyed it. Until tomorrow, make sure to comment, share, like, subscribe, all of that silly engagement stuff. Until then, toodaloo, take care. Bye.